Hey guys, I want to thank you for watching and contributing to the show. Every day I read something about a comedian or a comedy producer that supports censorship. Fuck these people, Patton Oswalt. Comedy is meant to be uncensored. Nothing is off limits, and if the truth hurts your feelings, then too bad. Change the station. Don't tell anyone else what they can or can't say. That's why I created this show, a place to find unfiltered and brutally honest comedy. And since the media running libs would never put this show out there, we did it ourselves. Me and my team, along with your support and contributions. To that end, please consider contributing to the show to keep us going. You can either click the link below this video, or on my website on the top at nickdip.com. You fuel the show, and I appreciate all your generosity. We can't do it without you. Oh yeah, you know what that sound means. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show on a filthy Wednesday, state of Georgia. How was your Memorial Day weekend? Mine was, drove out to Columbus, Ohio. Broke it up on the way out there because it's about an 11-hour drive, and stayed at a Super 8. What are you going to do? I'll tell you why you don't do that. Had a family next to us. Fucking 6 kids. Oldest one was probably 2. I never heard any fucking screaming. The mother's going, shut the fuck up. We're going to get thrown the fuck out of here. Put that fucking down, Hattie. I knew all the kids' names. Fucking Isaiah, get over here, you fuck. I mean, she said fuck more than I do in a 1-hour set. And I'm going, what in God's name? And they, you know how when you're a cheap motel, you have that door that separates the 2 rows? They might as well have been sitting on my bed. Fucking, So I smacked the fucking wall, and all of a sudden, it's like fucking, they say stay quiet. It's the weirdest fucking thing. I thought I broke my fucking hand. I did an open hand on that wooden door. I'm like, me and my wife expecting like a 500-pound woman with a tank top, tattoos and shit. No, it was like a skinny blonde broad. Her husband was young. He had a military haircut. He's all tattooed and shit, But Jesus Christ, it's times like that I'm like, whoo.
Dodged a bullet.
Dodged a bullet. Yeah, dodged 6 of them. I never heard anything, and they're talking like this. I never heard people act like that in public, and I'm Italian. We're pretty fucking loud at a restaurant. If the breadsticks are good. It was fucking insane. Then my wife springs a surprise on me. Oh, I got tickets to Dolly Parton's. It's called Dolly Parton's Dinner Theater Stampede.
Oh, boy.
Because we were staying in Pigeon Forge, where she was born, and the whole town is dedicated to her. And I go, what? Come on. She's trying to do something nice, and I'm like, for fuck's sake. And she's like, no, it's like a horse show, and they feed you dinner, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's delicious. Why don't we have a nice piece of chicken with black flies coming off of Palomino's ass, landing on my coleslaw? But anyways, so we go, it was right down the street. Gotta admit, it was kind of fun. And I got footage, but again, because I've only been podcasting for 12 years, the footage is on my phone. My wife's took it of me being miserable. I'm like this. But you know what? It was pretty fucking amazing. There's like 5 or 6 chicks. One of them looked like she weighed about 98 pounds, riding, standing up on 2 horses, 1 on each foot, going through a hoop of fire and shit like that. It was fucking insane. And there's a guy, MC with a sparkly jacket. Now, boys and girls, He had a script that was 2 hours long, and they break the crowd into the north and the south and shit. We were on the south side. Didn't bother me a bit. Well, anyways, and then they have, pig races, real Tennessee shit. You know those monkeys they strap on pigs, those little dummy monkeys? Dude, that made me laugh so hard seeing it in person. Anyhow, it was some wholesome fun for the whole family. And they fucking put a plate in front of you. Woman comes by with a piece of chicken, and another one comes by with corn, and then, as you're watching, and it's just, I'm sitting there watching and going, oh my God, I can see why people go, Jesus, Nick's filthy. This is, all the jokes are like puns and shit, and the place is laughing, the most wholesome shit you ever heard. And I'm going, ooh, I really put it out there, don't I? I didn't even know this shit existed. Anyhow, I thought Dolly might show her tits. That's why I went. But, it was just a fat guy named Skeeter. That was an actual guy, Skeeter, playing the part of the redneck. And loads of fun for the whole family, folks. And the wedding was great. Drove all the way home. Didn't fucking stop. Said, fuck this. 9 hours and 50 minutes. I don't know why. It was almost an hour and a half shorter. Other than I had both feet on the gas pedal for it. We didn't see any cops outside of Columbus. All the way. Once I got out of Ohio, went through Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, didn't see any cops. Memorial Day, what the fuck, what? Anyhow, that's it. My brother's a man. I just kept thinking of my dad, giving away his daughter, and just a fucking grown-up. Gets up there, gives a nice speech. You can tell he's a corporate guy, beautiful speech, and he's a real fucking man. Unlike, that's right, dick jokes at midnight. I got through 30-something years. He gave me a gift, I think, probably because my buddy died. I think it was why my brother gave me this. Red Sox, when they won in 2004, there's a picture of them jumping all over each other. It's signed by a bunch of the players. Authentic. There's a thing that comes with a fucking, I don't know who he knows or what, but beautiful. It's going in my office. I'm going to have to take down my Elton John album that he signed. It's true. I got Elton John, Yellow Brick Road. When I did the Tonight Show, he signed the cover of it. So I'm going to have to put that, I don't know, in the garage. The fucking No, I'm kidding. All right, let's get on with the show, shall we? Enough of the bullshitting. The Red Sox won about 5 in a row before I go to irritate you with that. Then drop the last 2. Baltimore beats them 10-0 at Fenway. My sister's tits. Let's go. Tainted lib jury. Tainted lib. The jury on Tuesday found Michael Sussman not guilty of making a false statement. This is the OJ case was more accurate, the outcome. Making a false statement to the FBI, the whole world knows he did, in September 2016 when he said he was not working on behalf of any client when he brought information alleging a covert communications channel between the Trump organization and Russia's Alpha Bank. And there's a bunch of libs. It was a Virginia jury.
You're out of order.
They were.
You're out of order. The whole trial is out of order. They're out of order.
That was Donald busting in halfway through the... I think we got some footage of the trial, and you can actually see the jury. Go ahead. Look at them, all white. All white libs. After a 2-week trial and more than a day of deliberations, the jury found that special counsel John Durham's team had not proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the Sussman statement was a lie and that he was in fact working on behalf of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign and technology executive Rodney Joffe when he brought 2 thumb drives and a white paper alleging a Trump-Russia connection.
Fuck you and fuck you! Who's next?
Of course he was. He admitted it. It's a text. I shouldn't say admit it. It's in a text. But see, there's no more, and you guys already know this, there's no more equal justice under the law. unless you're a fucking Democrat, you walk away scot-free, especially a high-profile one. Sussman was charged with one count of making a false statement to the FBI during his meeting with then FBI General Counsel James Baker on September 19th, 2016. I wonder how he votes. Look at that pencil neck. In remarks following the verdict, Sussman said that he had been falsely accused. You're a lying, motherless fuck stain. And let's. This is the best part. He gets to come out and yeah. Go ahead, let the dink talk.
Good afternoon. I have a few thoughts to share now that the trial has ended. First, I told the truth to the FBI, and the jury clearly recognized that with their unanimous verdict today.
Shut up!
I'm grateful to the members of the jury for their careful and thoughtful service.
Your kid goes to school with one of the kids, a guy on the jury. How's that fucking? Anyways, the jury included one federal government employee, okay, listen to this, who told the judge they donated to Democrats in 2016, and another government employee who told the judge they strongly disliked former President Trump. So aren't you supposed to rule them out?
Yeah.
Isn't that why you take that pre-test? See? That's not how it works. You Republicans, wake up. Do you understand? These fuckers are playing with no rules, and you guys are still trying to play. That's why you're getting steamrolled. If you're not even part of it. I don't even know anymore. Both of those jurors told the judge they could be impartial throughout the trial. What do you think the judge was, a fucking right-winger? The jury also included a teacher, an illustrator, a mechanic, and more. One juror had a child who was on the same high school sports team as Sussman's kid. Kid probably ate over their house, for Christ's sake. Oh, Republicans, you better start cheating and cheating fast. The overwhelming majority of jurors selected told Cooper that they had not heard of the case prior to jury. Yeah, living in a fucking vacuum. Durham's team presented billing records dated beginning on July 29, 2016, and through October of 2016, revealing Sussman repeatedly billed the Clinton campaign for the work on the Alpha Bank opposition research against Trump. But that's like when they say on the election, those are unsubstantiated claims. It's only in writing. Fucking judge ought to be fucking, you know what? That's right. The government, during closing arguments, reminded jurors that, hey, we run the show, you motherless fucks. You do what we say. Reminded jurors of a key text message Sussman sent to Baker on the night before his FBI meeting on September 19, 2016. Durham's team alleged Sussman put his lie in writing in September. Alleged, if it's either in writing or it's not. September 18, 2016 to Baker. Durham issued a terse statement expressing his office's disappointment. He came out and said this.
Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
Sounded black. While we are disappointed, how does he say this? He's been working on it for how many years? While we are disappointed in the outcome, we respect the jury's decision. You have to be nice, I guess, because you'll never get more work. We respect the jury's decision. And do you really? So they were right? And thank them for their services, Durham said. Then he took a big watery dump and kicked it into the... I also want to recognize and thank the investigators, oh, Jesus, the prosecution team for their dedicated efforts in seeking the truth and justice in this case. And the, fucking Coors Light truck. Yeah, folks, it's actually like Monday for me. I got no idea what I'm talking about. So that's all you got to know about that, okay? Bunch of lib people on the jury. Remember Virginia used to be red? I think it was Virginia where they got them. Didn't it say that? What are the odds any judge today leans right in his politics? I mean, you got to go to Yale or fucking Harvard to begin with. Not too many judges from DeVry. He's an HVAC guy. So, yeah. You believe that shit?
It's just so ridiculous.
I agree. All right. Let's move on from that tainted case to Biden's blacks are bolting or bouncing, which is the term John Gotti used to use. Hey, Sam, you want to go bouncing tonight? More than 20 black White House aides, you hear that? More than 20 black White House aides have departed the Biden administration since last year, an exodus some have dubbed Blacksit. I don't know who came up. Blacksit. I think Candace Owen took credit for that one. I think that's what they said, according to a new report. So, yeah, all crying racism. Now you're finding out the truth, aren't you, black people? And Mr. Joe Rogan, who I love, by the way. I'm just saying. Everybody's waking up. The Bill Maher's of the world, the making fun of us all this time.
Bye-bye, dickhead.
See you, Joe Biden. We're going elsewhere, maybe to the Republican side now. We're here, and we're doing a lot of work. This is one of the black people that left. But we're not decision makers, and there's no real path towards becoming decision makers. One current staffer told the outlet. There's no real feedback, and there's no clear path to any kind of promotions.
Oh, poor you.
So what you're saying is, black person, that they hired you and a bunch of black people as staff, so it looked great, but they really didn't have any plans for you other than go, look how many black people on the staff. They used you. Uncle Dirty Joe from the Democrat original slave party, Jim Crow party, used you, and they have been for about, a couple hundred years. A couple hundred years, the coloreds have been used by the Joe Bidens. They brought in a ton of black people, generally to start without ever establishing an infrastructure to retain them or help them be successful. In all fairness, I don't think that's Joe's job to make you successful. And you know what I'm saying?
None of the staffers' positions in any administration are ever meant to move on beyond that point anyway.
Yeah, technically, yeah. What happens is, if you're a spokesman or whatever, if you get on TV enough, eventually maybe Fox News makes a bid, or in this case, MSNBC, CBS, or whatever. But yeah, what do you think? You're moving up at Arby's? I don't fucking... Another current official said, if there's no clear infrastructure of how to be successful, you become just as invisible in this space than you would be if you were not in it. Some people have not had the best experiences, and a lot of that has to do with the death of black leadership, a former official agreed.
Isn't the vice president black?
No, she isn't actually. She's a fucking phony. She's Jamaican and fucking Indian is what she is. I'm trying to think of a great black. Gene Upshaw used to play for the Raiders, and he ran the NFL union. That was leadership. Black Dusty Baker. Anyways, think about any workplace, this guy says. Black folks need some person to go to strategize and be a mentor. No, you don't. See, that's... No, you don't. Don't talk about yourself like you're from another planet. See, we got to get over this shit. So you can't work anywhere without there's not another black person working there. I hate to break it to you, but you're 13% of the population. We just don't have as many folks who can be mentors to us. The fuck? When I was selling meat, I didn't have a mentor door to door. When I was a bar back, I didn't have a mentor. I learned on the job. Yeah, but you was white. It's knocking on doors. I used to say to the house lights, you want to see my meat? And then go, get out of here. We had this sales guy, John Hickey. He'd been doing it for like 25 years. Ex-Vietnam, Vietnam vet. Pink face, drinks 24 hours a day. Little blonde, almost looked like Bonnie Rubble. This would be his opening line when he knocked on a door. Somebody comes to the door. He goes, "Do you like a good steak?" And before they can even answer, he's walking back to the truck. He trained me one week. I was belly laugh. Do you like a good sick? I'll be right back. The fucking lady's like, aye. And he gets in the door. The first departure of a top black official from the administration came in December when VP Kamala Harris' senior advisor and chief spokesperson, Simone Sanders, otherwise known as a young Reggie White, left to take a hosting gig with MSNBC. Harris' chief of staff, Tina Flournoy, communications director, Ashley Etienne, public engagement. These are all people that left. Haven't seen a straight woman yet. Engagement chief Vincent Evans, as well as House of Public Engagement head Cedric, have since joined the rush for the exit. Other black White House staffers to depart include a public engagement aide, Carissa Smith, gender policy aide, Kalisha DeSources, figures, National Security Council senior director, Linda Etam, digital engagement director, Cameron Trimble, associate counsel, Fumi Olarupinger, Badejo, advisor to the chief of staff, Elizabeth Wilkins, Nayat Mulageta, like, you can't have a name like that, work the White House, Natalie Austin, National Economic Council aides, Joel Gamble and Connor Maxwell, and presidential personnel aides, Danielle Okai, Reggie Greer, and Ray Sean Dyson. All those people said, Joe, you know what?
Bye-bye.
Let's, we actually have, they all quit at once. Watch this. They're coming out of fucking Joe's office, breaking the whole place down. Black Friday! They're getting away from Joe. Look at, what's Jay Leno doing in the middle? Did you see Leno? Slow it down, fellas. There we go. Look at Jay. Hey, what are you doing? I'll show you my cars. Jay, I love you. You know that, by the way. I always make fun of you. I ate a whole jar of Kalamata olives last night. Dude.
I would too, though.
Huh?
I would too, though.
You love them, don't you?
Yeah.
Enough salt in those? So I do that. I ate healthy at dinner, honestly. Just ate a little bit of... And what happens? Nick loses his mind after 10 o'clock. I turn into a fucking Wolverine. 10 o'clock. This was around midnight. Watching the fucking Rangers game I recorded. I have 4 Pop-Tarts with peanut butter on the side that doesn't have icing. What is that? That shit you see on my 600-pound life.
Are you pregnant?
Yes, I had a jar of pickles right after the Pop-Tarts. I don't know, but you know what? I'm very nauseous. By the way, me and the wife have long. There's no getting around it. Did I talk about the blood blister? I did, right? On my tongue and shit. That's still, the dentist got nervous about it because my sister had tongue cancer. But there's something called Google it. My wife's got all these bumps on her tongue. I sweat through the sheets still, and I'm exhausted. I haven't worked out my little gym right here in 10, 12 days. I am bone weary after I do this. You should have seen us at the wedding. Everybody else was dancing, was sitting there. But what made me...
There are white niggers. I've seen a lot of white niggers in my time.
In our RTR segment, Reverse the Races, tonight, Emerson College has a tradition of warmly welcoming racially divisive administrators. Why don't you say black racially divisive? Because if you just say racially divisive, everybody will assume. Only a few months after promoting a professor who said blacks and whites can't be friends and divorced her husband because of his race, I just want you to think of a white person saying that. Because they used to say it, and they were called ignorant and shit. So black people, you got to admit, either you're as ignorant, not all black people, these black people at this college, you got to admit you're as ignorant as George Wallace, or you're going to admit he was right. So she left her husband because he was white. Emerson College is now nominated, that wasn't enough, Shia Gregory Poku, another outside linebacker from Texas State, as the school's new vice president for equity. I just love the irony of the title. For equity and social justice, she couldn't be more of a anti-white racist.
She's a malignant.
Have to go for that fuck. Even though Poku received an award named after MLK Jr., her ideology opposes everything King stood for. Poku's manual, get this, says parents should instruct their children to acknowledge and celebrate differences in appearance and to describe people referring to their racial backgrounds. So we've gone from, they've been preaching to us, white liberals, blacks, to be colorblind, a colorblind society. That was the goal. As you know, Martin Luther King, content your character. Nothing to do with how you were born. We were finally getting to that. And along comes ignorant people like this. And Emerson College, ignorant white liberals hiring people like this because they can't get to sleep at night with their white liberal. Why anybody would send your kid to any college? The manual also tells parents, listen to this, they should prevent their kids from socializing with other children who are being raised to have and perpetuate false and decrepit ideas, meaning white kids. I don't know, it seems white kids, as fucked up as they are, still doing better than young black kids. You know why? Because not all of them, a lot of illegitimate white, but not as much, not 78%. So you're just a racist, you hate white people. Just come out and say it. Air it out. You guys love the truth. Or you guys. Who are you talking about? You guys. You know, goddamn right. Poku says there should be educational interventions against those children. Can you imagine this ignorant?
Who gives a fuck what you think?
If I want to hear from you, the only time I want to hear from you is when we put in the dime package on a third and long. You got to work on that swim move, bitch. According to Poku's manual, race should play a factor. Listen to this. Not only in the people you surround yourself with, could you be any more racist, but also in the businesses you support. What she's saying is, and she thinks she's fooling people, black people don't hang around white people and only go to black-owned businesses. That'll give you 2 stores to choose from. To escape the white bubble, people should patronize businesses owned by people of color. By the way, fucking white is a color. I'm actually kind of brownish myself. Where should I shop? Where I always do, the dollar store. Mother's Day. Hey, have a whistle. And buy less, listen, and buy less at white-owned businesses, the manual said. Just picture a white woman saying, don't hang out with black people. And don't shop at their stores. They're full of decrepit ideas. Their kids are drug addicts. You see, they murder each other. They fill prisons. They're not good people. Just picture that. It's basically what she's saying. In the manual, Poku also claims kids should learn about racial hierarchy. And, in other words, teach them that they don't have a chance. Let that hate build. Racial hierarchy, and instructs parents to tell their children at a very young age that the world is unfair. Meritocracy is a myth. Well, by you getting hired here, it sure fucking proves it is. Meritocracy is a myth, and that their efforts might not be rewarded. That's what she's saying to teach the kids. And you wonder why they grow up angry and fucking look at white people. Fucking black babies in strollers look at me like I'm an asshole. You're an ignorant, fat, fucking nasty pig, similar to the new vice president for equity and social justice, and that's her title, but Emerson President William Gilligan, let me guess, there he goes. There you go. Bill Gilligan, filled with white fucking guilt, recently nominated racial divisive professor Kim McLaren to be the college's dean of graduate and professional studies. Here she is seen in her I Hate Whitey shirt with the African colors. That is an ugly shirt. McLaren, who is known for her racially divisive rhetoric, can you imagine this white guy? I'd like to sit down with Bill Gilligan. I go, what the fuck happened to you that you're such a fucking, you carry all the skill? It was his education. That's how far back it goes. McLaren, who's known for her racially divisive rhetoric and very loud shirts, wrote an article for the Washington Post entitled, "Can Black Women and White Women Be True Friends?" Again, even if a white woman put that title out there, should be shunned by every publisher. She claims that black women and white women will never be able to have true friendships.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
Generally speaking, it's not that I dislike white women. Oh, well, terrific. Generally speaking, it's that I do not trust them. You can say that.
These blacks. Who knows what they're going to take the wrong way?
Yeah, they don't trust white women, McLaren wrote, without any, backlash. In 2006, McLaren divorced her husband, who's white. Probably because he gave her that shirt for her birthday. In a New York Times piece she authored, McLaren admits that her ex-husband's race played a significant role in her decision to end the relationship. He just had a white dick. I couldn't stand it. I like big, thick, black cock. In a piece published a few weeks before her nomination, McLaren fantasized about massacring crowds of white people. This is in writing in a publication, and they hire this twat, this racist. If a civil war breaks out, I say, if violent white mobs begin roaming the country as they have done in the past. I remember all those violent white mobs during the fucking, after, the Floyd, all those riots. Remember all the white people, this threatening people in suburbs, breaking into stores and burning down buildings. Remember those mobs, all those white people? You're fucking ignorant. Have done in the past. She goes, I will not worry about precision shooting. I intend to sit on my porch with my legally acquired handgun and as much ammunition as I have, and perhaps a bottle of scotch. Now good hire, by the way, by the college. Good hire. She has said this shit in public, yet you still hired her. And then take them as they come, meaning white people.
I don't know what you're smiling at, watermelon.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what? Come on now. Bill Gilligan and Emerson College did not reply to requests for comment. Oh, they didn't? Really? They chickened out? Bill, you're sad. You're sad. And there's millions just like him. Just PC, all for censorship of the right. Which brings me to my next story. Joe Rogan, Lauds I was going to say the NFC. Yeah, see where my mind is. Lauds FNC, Fox News Channel. Joe Rogan said Fox News Channel and other conservative personalities and media outlets offered him support when he was coming under attack from the far left for interviewing skeptics on his Spotify podcast. So good for him.
You're gonna eat lightning and you're gonna crap thunder.
During an interview with fellow comedian Fahim Anwar, Rogan recalled the recent incident in which a Los Angeles man rushed to the stage and attacked Chappelle while he was performing at the Hollywood Bowl earlier this month. The alleged assailant, Isaiah Lee, said he was triggered by Chappelle's jokes about transgender and homeless people.
Please give me call.
Reagan on Tuesday. Well, I like UFC fighting, and Rogan on Tuesday lamented the fact that it was once liberals who were pro-free speech. When was that? I mean, it was true, but what do you got to go back, 4 decades? Where have they fucking been? And open to other people's ideas. He said that in years past, it was the right that was acting like a suppressive nanny state condemning certain behaviors. That's not the case. Again, in the 50s, when the Christian right had some juice. Today, the left has gone so far left, so radical that the right are the ones celebrating comedians, celebrating Chappelle, Rogan said. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The podcaster said it was ironic that he was being backed by the right, considering that he holds liberal views. No, it's not, Joe. Because, see, that's where the right differs from the left. And I guess at one point, you're right, liberals did have an open mind. But it's been a long time that the right has been, for the last, I don't know how many years, has been open to guys like you. You know what I mean? You won the culture wars. The libs won the culture wars. You know? He says, I'm so liberal. I talk about it all the time, Rogan said. And he is. His parents, I remember him telling me, I think his parents are kind of hippie-ish. I think he told me that. And Newton is a very liberal Boston place. I am not a conservative. Either am I, by the way. You know, Colin Quinn gets called it, I get called it, and eventually you just give up. You don't have to explain it again and again. You know what I mean? Joe says, I am not a conservative, but I am pro-Second Amendment, and I am a hunter, and I am cage fighting commentator. I drink and I smoke cigars, and I like to bow hunt. I hate to break it to you, Joe, but you sound like, a Republican. No, I know what he means. Smoke cigars, bow hunter. I know he loves his red meat. I know what he means, but, as far as pot smoking and shit, and, real conservatives, get nervous about legalizing pot, and, you know what I mean? I'm sure he's not like a pro-lifer. So, but I hate to, Joe, you got to admit it, you're coming towards the light.
You can't handle the truth.
Rogan said the opened my eyes to human nature, especially after people who receive stimulus checks and unemployment insurance from the government were reluctant to find work once the lockdowns were lifted. Well, that's been going on since we invented welfare. So, again, but he's been a very successful guy, and he admits, like I admit, you're not experts at every facet. But, so Joe's for free. My only question to Joe, and he's never going to hear this, I don't know what happened where my special came out. I think I've talked about this before, Breath of Fresh Air, a few years ago. And I told you on the cover, I picked a black stock picture, it said, and put a black guy in the, it's a black, Indian, whatever, feminist yelling at me on whatever. And the black person happened to be one of the BLM founders or whatever. And it was a big controversy, and it wasn't done intentionally. That's why I took it off and replaced it with you know what I mean? Because wasn't my intention. If it was, and they said, you got to change that, I go, fuck you. But it wasn't my intention. And Joe weighed in. He texted me, said, dude, yeah, take that. Blah, 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 blah. And then my special came out. That was before the special came out. And I haven't talked to Joe for a while. Look, he's in a stratosphere of money and Spotify, so maybe I'm a danger, He's afraid I'm that, whatever. But he's out there saying, you should be able to say anything you want, I could be all wrong about this. Maybe I'll get his number tomorrow. I don't know. But I'm just surprised, because I've been on there 3 or 4 times, and he said, I'll open this place anytime you come out here. So, I don't know. Maybe he's just playing it safe, like Billy Bird did. Tells me he's going to put me on his podcast twice while I'm out there. Last second, cancels me twice. Anyways, let's get back to it. Here's something that I know Joe Rogan would love. Quarterback blunt celebration. This one made me laugh, man. Fan-controlled football court. What is fan-controlled football? Fan-controlled football quarterback Jason Stewart has been cut by the Zappers. No, not the Zappers. For smoking a joint during, get this, folks, not on the bench, during a touchdown celebration. This is one of my favorite stories ever. Last week, Stewart lit up what appeared to be a joint on the field and yelled, "Blaze up, my friends, blaze up." Although the FCF does not test for marijuana and fully supports players' responsible use of cannabis, the league said in a statement, Stewart's smoky celebration occurred in Georgia, where marijuana is a no-no still. So, first of all, he throws a nice ball. Check this out.
Oh, yeah.
That's a dart.
Smoking that glacier pack. You a legend. That's that glacier pack. Hey, Zap, my friends. Hey, Zap. Hey, everybody. We're all going to get laid.
I'm not crazy. I just don't give a fuck.
What? I don't know how to feel about that. But can I just make a prediction? You don't think that's going to happen this year in the NFL? Are you shitting me? How about he had weed in his little pouch out on the field? Oh, that's priceless. That is. I don't care if it's a fucking league that nobody knows about. I don't care. He's still playing football with pads on and representing a team. Crazy, man. In a separate video on Twitter, Stewart said, plants over pills. That's the new catchy phrase. Explaining, I did it for a reason. If an athlete scores and goes to drink a beer, it's okay. Well, who's done that? Not on the field, son. But heaven forbid we hit the gas. I like that. Hit the gas. Come on, let's think about it, he said. And what are the odds it was a white quarterback? I know. And now you're going to say, well, there's more white quarterback. So your argument's moot, Nick. No, I'm just saying. I would expect that a brother. Stewart appeared. Oh, Nick, that's racist. No, it's not. The brothers love their weed and they're not shy about it and shouldn't be. Stewart appeared to hand the joint to former kicker. Since when do you have a black kicker? What kind of league is this? Donald De La Haye, who said, that's crazy shit. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. I'm really amazed how many supporters, this is with him, the quarterback on Twitter, I'm amazed by many supporters there have been throughout this process, wrote Stewart, who played college football at Memphis. The love has been incredible. Don't feel bad about me getting cut. I'm doing just fine in life off the field, which made me like him. I hadn't played in 6 years. Started 4 games, was the MVP of 3. Was a blessing to play again. Now light up, bitches.
What's the world coming to?
So fan-controlled football is an indoor league controlled by fans. They essentially vote on the play in real time that gets selected.
Now it makes sense. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. That's interesting. I didn't know that existed, did you?
I didn't either.
You know what we should do? Eventually. You put them on little electric platforms, and they vibrate down. But real players. Remember that? Do you remember that? I can't tell you how many times my guy running back would go through the line, break away. He's going for a 90-yard run. He gets down to the 5, makes a hard right out of bounds. Fucking final story tonight. Indoctrination. A Wake County teacher has resigned amid the controversy over the use of LGBTQ themed flashcards in her preschool classroom. That's when you got to get them, when they're young. It's almost like subliminal messages. What's 2 times 3? Suck a dick. Can you imagine that? Rainbow colored with a pregnant guy painted on the fucking, you piece of shit. That's right. See ya. The preschool teacher, who was not immediately identified, why not, by the Wake County school system, resigned from Ballantyne Elementary School in Fuquay Varina on Friday. What? I don't even recognize is this my country?
I know.
Huh? Are they talking about U.S.? What the fuck is that? Fuquay Varina. Have you had the Fuquay Varina? Oh, goodness. On Friday, according to Lisa Luton, Lisa's Luton, a district spokeswoman. Some critics on social media had demanded that the teacher be fired, but a parent in that special needs preschool class praised the teacher as being a caring educator. You're probably fucking sleeping with her, chowing on her. Look at this flashcard. There you go. Is right. Okay. She is an amazing teacher who has worked tirelessly in an unpredictable school year to provide a safe, loving, and inclusive classroom for our children to grow. Jackie, I'm a stupid bitch Malazzo, whose child is in preschool class, said in an interview. Good parent.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert!
Guarantees you liberal as the day long. The issue came to light on Friday when North Carolina House Speaker Tim Moore issued a press release saying Rep. Aaron Pare was contacted by a constituent that flashcards were being used to teach colors to children in preschool class of Ballantine or Tyne. Both Republican lawmakers focused on one flashcard, saying it showed a pregnant man. The flashcard shows a drawing of a pregnant person with short hair. A lot of loving families come in all different shapes and sizes, and thank goodness for that, Pare said in an interview Tuesday on Fox News.
That's stuff. You want to call it by its name, that's strictly for
Kids need loving families right now more than anything else. But I think when you're looking at a card, this is Mrs. Pare saying it, in front of a preschooler that has a mummy hugging a daddy with a baby in his belly. That's just not age-appropriate material to be showing preschoolers. And I'm glad that this principal and the district acted immediately. Perret contacted the principal who had the flashcards removed. In a statement Friday, the district said the principal did not know the cards were being used. Wake, which is North Carolina's largest school district, also said the flashcards were not part of an approved pre-kindergarten curriculum and called them inappropriate instructional resource found in a preschool classroom. So that teacher be bye-bye.
Bye-bye, dickhead.
Ooh, that reminded me. We lost the great fucking Ray Liotta while we were gone, right?
Now, I have it in the middle of the show. You address him.
Dallas was almost sheepish about that. No, stupid. He's like, dude, no, that was about a month ago. I thought I saw him. Sorry, I forgot that. But every time I hear that now, do you understand? That's what the cop said to him when they were fucking arresting him.
Bye-bye, dickhead.
That's what God said when he took him in his sleep. Guy was an orphan, was adopted. All right, Ray. Rest in peace, buddy. You did some nice work down here. Say hi to Gandolfini for me. And Frank Vincent. Who else? That is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. My tongue still hurts. Gonna go home. As you know, I'm not a big napper. I wasn't. I laid down at like 4 o'clock. My wife's shaking me at 7. And then I stay up till, again. I record, 9 hockey games. And I watch vaginal exams on YouTube in between. What a night. Bag of Cheetos. That's it. Don't forget to sign up monthly at patreon.com, thecomicsgym.com. And go to nickdip.com. And check out my tour dates or whatever. Purchase, hit the merchandise button. Cameo.com also. Cameo.com. If you'd like me to roast a friend or relative, go to Cameo.com, click on my profile. They'll explain how it's done. That's it. You guys think it? I'll say it. You're very welcome. See you back here tomorrow at the same time. Have a good day.